In 12.2, the main topic is formal commands. So earlier in chapter 11, we learned about informal commands, which is when you're talking with someone or ordering someone with whom you would use the subject tu. In this case, we're going to learn how to say commands when addressing someone with usted, so generally a formal person, more formal setting, or ustedes when you're addressing a group of people. So as you can see, just like the negative two commands, you form the formal commands with usted and ustedes by dropping the final O of the yo form in the present tense. So for example, limpiar, yo limpio, barrer, yo barro. And if it's an AR verb, you add an E for the usted command or an EN for the ustedes command. So usted limpie or ustedes limpien. If the verb ends in an ER or an IR, for example, barrer, to sweep, you take off the final O and then add an A for the usted or AN for ustedes. Usted barra, ustedes barran. For the seed, for example, digo, you take off the O, usted diga, ustedes digan. Just like irregular verbs, they maintain their irregular form if they're in the yo form. So for example, yo oigo, take off the O. Since it's IR, you would add an A for usted, AN for ustedes. Oiga, oigan. Salir, yo salgo, take off the O of the yo form. Since it's an IR verb, you would add an A for usted, AN for ustedes. Salga, salgan. If the verb is a stem-changing verb, it still maintains its stem-changing properties. So if it's an E to IE, O to UE, E to I, it still maintains that stem change. All you do is drop the final O and add an E, EN, A, AN, depending on if it's an AR verb, ER, or an IR verb. So pierdo, you take off the O, add an A, usted pierda, ustedes pierdan. Likewise, verbs ending in cargar and zar do also have a spelling change in the command form. So sacar, usted saque, saquen, a jugar, juegue, jueguen, almorzar, almuerce, almuercen. We also have llegar, and so forth. So remember that if it ends in a car, gar, or a zar, it does have the corresponding changes here. The nice thing is fewer regular formal commands here. So you can see here, de, den, este, esten, vaya, vayan, sepa, sepan, sea, sean. And remember the accent marks here on de, este, and esten as well. Negative form, this is a good part, a lot easier than the informal commands or familiar commands. All you have to do is put a no in front of the affirmative command. So there's no change. All you do is just add a no. So ponga, the affirmative command, no ponga, the negative command. No ensucien, ensucien. If there's a pronoun with it, if it's an affirmative command, just like the two commands, you attach it to the end if it's affirmative, and if it's negative, you place the pronoun before the verb. So siéntense, sígame, acuéstense, pónganlas. And then if it's a negative, you place it before the verb and after the no. So no se preocupe, no me lo dé. In this case, there's two pronouns. No los ensucien, no las traigan. Remember the acronym RID, reflexive, indirect, direct, for the order of the pronouns if you have more than one. Finally, just like the two commands, if it is an affirmative command and you do have a pronoun at the end, remember that to maintain the same pronunciation, place an accent mark to maintain the original pronunciation. So limpie, if we have clean it, limpielo, to maintain the same limpie, we would add an accent mark there. For the homework, relatively straightforward. For the first one, the first section are usted commands. Second section, ustedes commands. So the first one, lavar, since we know it's usted. If we take the yo form of lavar, yo lavo, take off the O and add an E, so lave la ropa. Salir, Yo salgo, so we take off the O and add an A, salga. Decir, yo digo, take off the O, add an A, diga. Beber, bebo, take off the O, add an A, no beba. And then for the ustedes, same thing. Comer, yo como. Since it's an ER verb, you would add an AN, no coman. Oír, yo oigo. Since it's an IR, you would add an AN, oigan, and so forth. The second assignment, what you have to do is change the verb, conjugate the verb to a command, and then add the phrase por favor at the end. So write the sentence, comma, por favor at the end. So do something, please. So number one, traer la aspiradora. Well, yo traigo, take off the O, add an A. So traiga la aspiradora, por favor. Arreglar el coche. Arreglo, take off the O, add an E. Arregle el coche, por favor. Bajar, yo bajo, take off the O, add an E. Baje al sótano, por favor.